45 years ago, an out-of-this-world calamity occurred on Halloween right near East River Road on Grand Island. At least that's what we were led to believe. Two on Your Side photojournalist Nate Benson explores Buffalo's War of the Worlds.
It's Halloween, 1968, 11 o'clock at night.
Half of the radios in Buffalo were tuned to KB, literally half. If you pulled over 50 cars, 25 of them were listening to KB at any given time.
You know, at 11 o'clock, I was literally, Halloween night lying in my bed with my little transistor radio.
Western New York and much of the East Coast was tuned in to Sandy Beach on 50,000-watt WKBW Radio.
The very first call I ever took on KB when I was doing 7 to midnight was from Guantanamo Naval Base in Cuba.
WKBW Radio produced the broadcast unimaginable by today's standards.
Nobody did it then, and nobody's doing it now.
Led by WKBW program director Jeff Kay.
Jeff Kay is perhaps the finest radio producer who ever lived. Just listen to that broadcast. That was all from inside his head onto the radio.
Kay wrote and produced a radio play of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds with a Western New York spin.
I'm in awe of Jeff Kay's talent. Originally, he wrote a script.
Kay realized in order for the broadcast to work, the KB newsmen needed to report on the story rather than act it out.
And what he got was literally lightning in a bottle.
In a moment, WKBW Radio will present H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Forewarned.
So when I finished the portion of the Halloween show that I was involved with, I wanted to get home and listen to it with my family.
Sandy Beach took over the helm and conducted his radio show like any other night. That is until...
KB, Total News, Bulletin!
Even 10 years ago, we wouldn't interrupt a commercial to tell you about breaking news.
I've heard the broadcast so many times that every time I hear Hey Jude on the radio now, I think of KB's War of the Worlds.
It's been reported that a large meteor has smashed into the ground along the East River Road on Grand Island, setting off a series of fires. Several lives have been lost.
The War of the Worlds had begun on Grand Island.
We will be switching to our news department in a matter of moments.
Yes, Henry, it's not a meteor, Henry. My God, Don, there's something crawling out of the top of this thing. Good God Almighty, they've been hit with some sort of a red beam. One by one, the bodies all over the place.
Tell them to get out of there. Don't let them go help Jim. Tell them get back.
They've blown the bridges. They're coming across anyway.
It's not smoke. It's gas. It's gas. I can look right down in it right now in Niagara Square. Jim, it's turning my way.
Is anybody else in this building?
Lights are all going out.
And then silence. In the span of an hour, an entire news team, an entire region seemingly wiped out by invading Martians.
I stopped at a donut shop on the way home to pick up a bunch of donuts. We're going to sit around and listen to the show. And in the shop, there were two guys talking to the female cashier, and they were talking about the spaceship that landed on Grand Island.
I will admit that at one point, I actually did, about 45 minutes in, I just looked out my bedroom window just for the heck of it, actually to add to kind of the imagination that did I see any lights in the sky or anything like that.
It's hard to imagine for someone living in the social media age to sit by a radio at 11 o'clock on Halloween night and listen to a radio play. But take the time this Halloween night and listen to WKBW's War of the Worlds and ask yourself, what would you do if it happened?
Wow.
Creepy stuff back then.
Really was well done.
Really.
Yeah, Nate did a good job on that, too.